A very pleasant good morning and welcome to the Fitness and Recreation Center here on the campus of Purdue Northwest as we get started with the GLIAC men's basketball tournament here in 2021. This is a very special month when it comes to basketball and a very special state as well here in Indiana, as we will host pretty much the entire NCAA tournament setting in our state between March Madness down really in Indianapolis and all across the state, Mackey Arena, Bloomington with Assembly Hall, everyone hosting something, and we get the GLIAC tournament here in what we call the region. If you have not joined us before, alongside Coach Tim Fedler, I'm Sam Michael. And Coach, this is an exciting month of basketball. This is an important state for basketball. The old saying, in 49 states, it's just basketball, right? Here it is a little bit different, and we get the pleasure to call this great conference tournament here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Conference tournament time. You know, everyone watches them on ESPN at the Division I level, you know, every year, and you get ready for the field of whatever it is now, 66, 67, seems to increase every year. Well, you know, basketball is just as exciting at the D2 level, and they have March Madness down here as well. They have the conference tournament looking to qualify for the national tournament, and every year we see it at the D1 level. It's not necessarily the one seed that wins the conference tournament. You know, teams come from all over the bracket. You even have teams of losing records that will make the national tournament from time to time. So it really is just a fresh start for these guys to get an opportunity to kind of restart their season and, you know, perhaps right the ship if things weren't going the way they expected.
Well, if you look at Wayne State, things were going exactly how they had hoped this year after a weird season last year. That saw a lot of talent, but the problem for Coach Greer, his team didn't have a lot of depth, and they had a lot of injuries that contributed to those problems. They went 7-17, but in this shortened season, they were the class of the GLIAC 12-5. The one seed, Coach Greer in his 20th season, 254 and 254. Randy Baruth in his 9th season. His team last year 16-13, so kind of opposite seasons after a good year last year. They really struggled to find their footing, but hoping to get hot at the right time with a 4-11 record this year. For Saginaw Valley, it's Darnell Hoskins Jr., Myles Belyeu, Freddie McIntosh, Innocent Nwoko, and Delano Smith starting for the Cardinals. For Wayne State, Antonio Marshall, Braylon Neely, Darian Owens-White, a name you'll hear a ton of today, Ray Williams Jr., and Avery Lewis. This guy's ready to tip it off in the middle as we start this GLIAC men's basketball tournament here in the Cardinals. Start with the first possession. Freddie McIntosh with the basketball, Neely right on him. They move it off to Belyeu. Talking to one of the coaches, this is their guy, 16 points per game. He takes the first shot of this afternoon, a mid-range jumper, tipped all around and pulled down by Owens-White.
Yeah, went right to a little clear out there early on, looking for Belyeu to back it down, just a little misfire. We clearly want to establish him early.
Inside to Lewis, left hand, he was bothered by Nwoko, who grabs a rebound. The senior big man for Randy Baruth's team driving here is Belyeu, out of control, missed it, but Nwoko on both sides of the glass has the first bucket.
Yeah, big man inside, ball kind of fell right into his hands, able to clean up the miss.
He's a lengthy man inside, a long wingspan for Innocent Nwoko. And Avery Lewis, the sophomore, has the task of trying to keep him out of the lane, but so far 2 early rebounds for Nwoko. Here is Neely. Wayne State working the perimeter, 8 to shoot it now. On the drive and kick, it's Neely to the corner. Open, Owens-White, 3 rims off. And the rebound inside by Smith.
A lot of patience on that possession, made the extra pass to the corner.
Bench for Saginaw Valley providing a lot of energy early with this 11 a.m. start. And they're going to like that. Delano Smith on the take to the rim.
Yeah, that's another name you'll hear a lot today. 16.6 points per game on this season. And Saginaw Valley looking to really attack the basket early on.
This team doesn't score a ton. There's about a 7-point per game differential. Not a great shot here from Neely, as Wayne State off to a sloppy start. But of those 65 points, almost half of them come from Myles Belyeu and Delano Smith, combined right around 33 points per game.
Well, 4-on-1 in action right now for Saginaw. You got the 7-footer Nwoko on the inside looking to post as he comes up to set a high screen. Waved off there by Smith.
Smith will take it one-on-one against Ray Williams Jr. Pulls the trigger and hits the long jumper. 6-0 the starts for Saginaw Valley.
Yeah, I like to see a little mid-range game there. A little pull-up off the dribble just inside the three-point line.
As we said, this bench kind of opposite sides here travel as Owens White trying to turn the corner on Hoskins Jr. And Wayne State, the 1 seed in this tournament, in trouble here a touch early.
Yeah, teams just feeling each other out right now early on. Saginaw Valley coming out a little pumped up.
High screen set by Nwoko. They roll it out. Hoskins Jr., the three. It's a 9-0 start for the Cardinals. And Wayne State trying to find something.
Yeah, coming off that double screen roll. And Hoskins coming up after the guys rolling to the basket for the wide open three in the wing.
I kept waiting for it. David Greer will take it now. A timeout called by Wayne State. Great start for Saginaw Valley, the underdog here, the 8 seed, up early in this one.
Producing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It's 6 times filtered. Has no sugar. No artificial aftertaste. It has a nice spicy kick. And is USDA certified organic. Don't fall for anything else. New Spicy Pineapple Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes.
Great start for the Cardinals of Saginaw Valley State, and they have brought the energy. The bench for Wayne State right now a bit subdued. And David Greer, longtime head coach of this Wayne State program, recognizing that, trying to get a timeout. Coach, what have you seen from Wayne State so far?
Yeah, Wayne State right now, they're taking their time on offense. They're not able to really get into anything. They're looking like they're being very patient, but just missing some open shots right now. A little force there, but great hit by Neely coming off the screen.
And Neely, the 33% three-point shooter, knocks down the triple. He is a talented player, the junior guard. Averaging about 16 points per game for David Greer's team, and off the ball, a first foul of the game. As they're going to get Antonio Marshall, it looks like. I think he was trying to run through a screen. And that's the first whistle in the ballgame.
That's a great set by the Warriors coming out. Coach Greer knew he had to get his team going. Decided to go to Neely there. Figured that was the guy to get him on the board.
They get it in quickly to Hoskins Jr., and he had Owens White right in his hip pocket. And 2 quick fouls called against Wayne State as Owens White and Neely, probably the 2 most important players for Wayne State, have both picked up their first personal foul. And now Darnell Hoskins Jr. to the line. 77% from that spot this year.
And they're going to need to take advantage from the free throw line. If they want to pull the upset, they got to be able to make these freebies, get to the line often, and then take advantage once they get there.
Good start here for Hoskins Jr. He's already got a jumper on the three. A long three hit earlier. Now 2 points from the charity stripe. And an 8-point advantage for Saginaw Valley State as we hit the 16:45 mark in this first half. Here's Darian Owens-White on the right side. Working on Hoskins Jr. Swinging around to Antonio Marshall. Marshall with Myles Belyeu guarding him. Almost lost the basketball, now finds Lewis. Right elbow, Lewis on the pull-through. Into the lane, forced it up with the left, and it's an air ball.
Just another great defensive possession by the Cardinals inside, forcing Wayne State to use a lot of the shot clock.
It was Tyreek Singh who was in there to play defense. He has the basketball right now. So they put Nwoko on the bench, and they bring out another tall, lanky guy in Singh. They swing it to him on top. He will set it for 3 off the right rim and rebounded by Brandon Neely. Neely's got the only bucket and the only points for Wayne State. Gets into the lane on the shot fake. Contact. As his shot was a bit short, he will shoot 2.
Yeah, Wayne State appears to be clearly bothered by the length of Saginaw Valley early on. Clogging up the lane, redirecting every shot so far.
We had our first media timeout, 11-3. Saginaw Valley State on top. Braylon Neely will head to the stripe when we come back.
Bridges Scoreboard in Griffith will be celebrating St. Patrick's Day, serving our famous corned beef sandwiches and dinners March 13th through 17th. On Saturday, March 13th, Bridges will have Pipes of Auric Bagpipers from 5 to 6 p.m. and again on Wednesday, March 17th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Bob Heckler, the one-man garbage band, will perform at 6:30 p.m. And throughout March Madness, be sure to stop in and check out all the action on our 31 TVs. Bridges Scoreboard in Griffith. For more info, go to bridgesscoreboard.com or call 219-924-2206.
Biology major Adam Rich is on a first-name basis with his professors. Through these connections, he is already doing hands-on research, placing him a step ahead on his career path. At Purdue University Northwest, we call that powering onward. Students determined to succeed find a home at our 2 vibrant campuses in Hammond and Westville, offering 70 areas of study, NCAA Division II athletics, hundreds of student activities, and more. It's your turn to power onward. Learn more about Purdue Northwest at pnw.edu. That's pnw.edu.
Wayne State off to a slow start, the number 1 seed in the tournament, 12-5 this year. Saginaw Valley able to win their Tuesday matchup and get here as the number 8 seed. Struggled throughout the season, but you can always get hot at the right time. And as we've seen, Coach, this is not a bad Saginaw Valley State team by any means. Very talented, athletic, and they're giving Wayne State all they can handle so far.
Yeah, and having that option, having that opportunity to play on Tuesday, you know, we've seen that in the past. You see that at the D1 level, sometimes just playing that game. Little less rush showing up for them today, coming out a little more fired up early on here than Wayne State. Wayne State just needs to play their game. They need to relax. They know they beat Saginaw Valley twice already this year, so just important not to press. Do what they do, and hopefully things balance out for them by the end.
Myles Belyeu almost lost the basketball as he tracks it down in the corner. Outside here for Delano Smith. Goes left to the lane on the kick out. Hoskins already has a 3. His second of the game.
Great dribble drive right there. Looks like he had the opportunity to finish at the basket. Found Hoskins spotting up on the left wing. Great dish.
A 10-point lead early. Neely's got all 4. His pull-up jumper from the free throw line is off the mark.
And Neely's forced his last couple attempts there, trying to get something going. They just need to run offense and be a little more patient. You don't need a quick shot, that type of shot, especially early in the possession.
Seeing on the handoff, Belyeu gets some space, and he knocks down the mid-range jumper. This was a team that only shot 41% from the floor and only 30% from 3, but they're putting on a shooting performance so far.
Well, that's just it. Right now, they're shooting the ball well, and Wayne State just needs to hope that they come back to their averages.
One of the best looks of the game on the roll inside for Williams Jr., but he missed the contested layup. Cardinals right back the other way with Smith leading the charge. He's fouled by Marshall, trying to keep him out of the lane. And 3 early fouls on the Warriors, 1 for Marshall Neely and Owens White.
Yeah, you see with Saginaw Valley what they want to do. They want to spread you out, attack the basket, using a lot of high screen roll action. You're doing a lot of 4-out, 1-in stuff, and just looking for driving lanes to drive and dish or finish at the rim.
Tyreek Singh, now Smith. Smith getting a screen back from Singh here and gets the switch off that he wanted against Kylan Grant. His pull-up jumper way off the mark as he was trying to force some contact.
Yeah, forced that shot there. Should have dribbled it back out and set up some more offense.
Owens White, as they push the tempo back the other way, is going to head to the free throw line as he draws the foul on Myles Belyeu.
And perhaps this is what Wayne State needs to do right now. Like I said, run some offense, be patient, look to attack the basket, get to the free throw line. They just need to settle down. Saginaw Valley is shooting the ball very well so far early on in this game. And they just got to figure they're going to come back to their averages. They're not going to keep this up for 40 minutes. And they'll just slowly chip away.
Darian Owens-White is one of the best free throw shooters in the conference, 95% this year. So is Neely. He is 85%, but Owens-White is almost automatic from this spot. That's why he scores 18 per game. You can imagine 4 or 5 of those, at least every ball game, come from the stripe, as he's good on both here.
A little full court pressure being shown.
10-point lead for the Saginaw Valley State Cardinals as they have started red hot. 14 minutes to play in this first half. Belyeu on the pull-up. A little bit short, and they fight for the rebound off the hands of Avery Lewis. The only guy in there for Saginaw Valley, as you saw, was Singh, and able to keep the possession alive.
I'd like to see a good set here out of the Cardinals. Looks like they tried to do a little too much one-on-one the last couple possessions.
Trey Garrett, the sophomore off the bench, hands it to Freddie McIntosh. Back across to Garrett. And now Belyeu, 5 to shoot. Blue's going to have to go. Belyeu trying to get to the rim, just threw it up. He touched the rim, but then off the rebound, he's the one who swatted it out of bounds.
Yeah, not a lot of movement there by the Cardinals. A lot of standing around, and they get to the end of the shot clock, and then they go with a high screen roll. And if Wayne State just comes out and takes that away as they did there, that's why you want to try and get into something a little bit earlier, a little more movement instead of so much standing around.
Neely drops it down underneath. Williams Jr., he got in between dunking it and just laying it in and missed it.
Yeah, wide open there on the back cut. And like you said, he was a little unsure of himself what he wanted to do and left it short.
Here's Myles Belyeu. Rolls it off here for Tyreek Singh. Back to Belyeu in the corner. Shot fake. Now driving baseline. He was going to throw it down with authority. Went to the corner. Saved by McIntosh. Belyeu pulls the trigger on the baseline now and knocks it down.
Yeah, wild play there. Looked like he was going to throw it down. I think he jumped a little too early. Didn't quite make it to the rim, but you get that second chance, and they were able to finish.
Kylan Grant driving on the baseline. He had his shot altered at the rim. Another close range miss for Wayne State. I think you are spot on with your assessment early. The length of Saginaw Valley has been a huge problem.
Yeah, Saginaw Valley's forced them to the basket, and then they're using that length to protect the rim, and it's really giving Wayne State some issues.
Neely driving out of control, and the help side defender Hoskins stepping in to draw an offensive foul.
And that's the third time, at least, I've seen Neely try to force things at the basket. He's trying to get something going. He's one of the leading scorers on this team. He just needs to relax. They need to perhaps just run a few sets. You know, stop doing so much one-on-one. Take the motion action out of it. Come down, run a few set plays. Get the ball into the hands of your shooters instead of trying to force things, because you really see Neely trying to force the action right now. And I think if he's just a little more patient, let the game come to him, he'll be just fine.
First foul on Neely. We had told you earlier he had one, but that was his first. The other one we thought went on Neely was actually on number 1, Antonio Marshall, who has 2 himself. So not number 11, number 1, Marshall instead. 14 fouls for Wayne State. Cardinal basketball. Up top here is Smith. Smith working one-on-one against Ray Williams. Gets into the lane, forced it up. Got his own miss, never hit the rim, so the shot clock didn't reset. Off the second one, Wayne State able to come down with the rebound, and one of the players for the Warriors, Kylan Grant, is in agony as he lays on the floor. I think he might have gotten hit in the midsection somewhere. I don't believe he's injured. I think had the wind knocked out of him, but that whistle comes at the under 12 mark, so 11:53 will take us to our second media timeout. It's been all Saginaw Valley State so far. The 8 seed on top, 18-6.
These have been unprecedented times for all of us.
Our patients, families, friends, and neighbors, like most around the world, have been challenged in ways we never could have imagined just a short time ago.
Our community healthcare system team has come together and risen to the occasion, leading the way in delivering care to all our patients, including those with COVID-19, doing it successfully under extraordinary circumstances.
We want to take this opportunity to share our deepest, heartfelt gratitude to our entire team for their outstanding dedication and compassion
throughout this coronavirus pandemic and every day.
We are proud to be community strong. We are proud to be community healthcare system.
Thank you.
About 8 minutes have gone by in this first half of play, and it's been a struggle for a team that normally does not struggle scoring. Wayne State, one of the best offensive teams in the GLIAC Conference this year, almost 73 points was their average, 45 from the field, 35 from downtown, almost 80% from the stripe, but They have really struggled. 6 points in 8 minutes, and even those points have really come with a struggle. Only one field goal. It was a 3 from Neely, and otherwise 3 free throws, one from Neely and 2 from Owens White. So this Saginaw Valley team, you really credit the defense.
Yeah, just 1 of 9 right now from the field is Wayne State. And they did come out and run a little set to get the ball into Neely's hands. So that play I'll take a little more. He came off the high screen roll, off the double screen at the top, attacked the basket, unfortunately got caught up in the air and decided to pass the ball as the foul was called, so he won't be going to the free throw line. But I like the action coming out of the timeout.
Foul there goes on Freddie McIntosh on the pass. Inbound back to Owens White on the baseline. Missed the jumper, but an offensive rebound for Lewis. He's surrounded inside. Lewis traveled as he tried to step out of it.
Yeah, he just needs to kick that ball out to the perimeter, perhaps dribble out. Basically, he was triple teamed down there, so just a little more patience. Don't need to force anything.
Cardinals have the ball back after the turnover. McIntosh has been really solid so far. James Toohey in for the first time. They throw it into the big man. Also in there, Zane Foster. Foster working on Robinson, just turns over the left and missed a really great look as Neely comes off with the board. Pushed ahead for Williams Jr. Cardinals get back. Good defense. And now Wayne State trying to attack. Neely pulls up again from the free throw line. This time knocks it down.
Yeah, another tough-looking shot by Neely. That time he was able to bury it. Maybe that'll get him going a little bit.
He has taken that shot a couple of times. Has been hit on the arm once on the shot, once on the pass. Has had hands all around him as he has altered in the air. And this is the first time he's able to actually hit that shot. He hit a 3 earlier. Only 2 field goals for this Wayne State team. That's hard to believe, as talented as they are. Smith, tough fadeaway from the baseline corner, and he got the roll. And he wanted 3. He said he got hit on the wrist.
Yeah, a lot more of the same out of Saginaw Valley. They're running a lot of the shot clock, and then they come with a high screen roll action, and the clock gets around 10. And we're able to hit a nice tough pull-up on the baseline.
Played about half of this first half as we approach 10 minutes. 20-8, Saginaw Valley State, the 8 seed on top of the 1 seed. On a post up here for Avery Lewis. Lewis dribbles into the middle, now fades baseline. The big guy, Foster, coming over on the double and the block.
Well, I love the action early because they pulled Foster out and they were looking to post up down low, take advantage, get the length of Saginaw Valley out of there. But Foster was able to dive back down late and get that block.
Foster now, after such a great play defensively, not set on this screen. He's set here for McIntosh, and they call an offensive foul. His first and the 4th team foul. Freshman Foster isn't a big scorer for this team, 4 points a game, but you can tell his height and rebounding ability is a big, important part for Randy Baruth and his Cardinals.
This is about as small of a lineup as we've seen from Saginaw Valley right now on the floor. We'll see if Wayne State can take advantage of that, try and get something going to the basket.
Yeah, we haven't seen Nwoko in a long time. I wonder, started the game, but went out with about 16 minutes left and has not returned. Neely, jump shot from downtown, and Neely is keeping Wayne State in the ballgame.
That is a great shot in rhythm, spotting up over there on the right wing, and that's what he needs to do. Let the game come to him, and he can probably slowly get the Warriors back into this thing.
Neely, very talented Division I transfer. We saw him last year when he came to PNW. Smith to the rim amongst a bunch of traffic, forced it up. Now Wayne State back with a 5-on-4. Smith's behind the play. Neely on the pull. 3 no. Lewis, an offensive rebound. Off the power dribble and finish.
Yeah, great opportunity for Wayne State now to get second chances. They haven't had many of those so far today, with a little bit of that length and height out of there for the Cardinals.
Neely, who had played at Oakland in the Division I level, you could see his skills on display. Also, this guy, Myles Belyeu, had been quiet the last few moments, but his pull-up jump shot stems this Wayne State run a bit.
Yeah, just a nice attack at the elbow, able to pull up.
He puts the Warriors back up by 9 with 8 minutes to play. First half of basketball. Neely, a lot of attention paid to him. Got the switch off to Blue. Left-handed dribbler. Missed the shot at the rim. And then it was tipped, and I think it hit Neely As he was kind of out of the play, and he hit him on the head or the shoulder and went out of bounds. Media timeout will send us to a break as well. 22-13 our score. Wayne State starting to settle in ever so slightly. Cardinals still leading by 9.
Cooper started a program that is putting gardens in more than 50 local schools, helping kids get healthy food and learn where it comes from. People like Dale inspire us at NIPSCO, where we're transitioning from coal-powered generation to new lower-cost energy resources like wind and solar, making energy cleaner, reliable, and ultimately more affordable. Because like Dale, we're dedicated to leaving things better. Learn more about our Your Energy, Your Future plan at nipsco.com/future.
Hello again, everybody. This is Matt Maloney of the Matt Maloney Real Estate Group, powered by Keller Williams of Northwest Indiana. The region is a beautiful place to live, and I've soared to new heights to market your listing to the best and widest possible audience. Call me today at 219-301-0477 or visit mattmaloneyrealtor.com and let's get started. It's not Maloney. I'm Matt Maloney.
Under 8 minutes to play in this first half of basketball. 22-13 Cardinals. They've gone a little bit cold here the last few moments, and I think a couple of those shots, Coach, from Delano Smith, as talented as he is, a little bit forced here, though Blue helping him out with the jumper on the last possession. But it's been all Braylon Neely on the first half possessions for Wayne State, kind of keeping them within shouting distance.
Yeah, and after forcing a few things early that I kind of called him out on, he's played much better the last few minutes. He's let the game come to him. He's able to finish more now at the basket. And you get him going a little bit. He's going to need some help from Owens, White, step up a little bit, Avery Lewis. But they just got to keep attacking, keep doing what they do, and trust their system.
On the drive here, foul called on Mike Robinson, the freshman, trying to keep McIntosh from getting to the bucket. 5 team fouls now on Wayne State, so they have one more to give in the half before bonus time for the Cardinals. McIntosh handling against Neely. Off for Blue. Lewis right in his face as he pulls the trigger from downtown, and Owens White pulls off the rebound. He brings it back, slows down the tempo at the top of the key. Off for Neely. Now Robinson. They want to go to Lewis, but he's being fronted nicely. Neely got into the lane, over the top, got it to Lewis, but the help side defense was there as McIntosh just took it right out of his hands.
Yeah, Cardinals are doing a good job of sagging off in that lane, taking away the post.
Great take from Hoskins Jr. to the rim, right amongst a couple of white jerseys, and back up to a double-digit lead, 11 for Saginaw Valley.
Now, Wayne State is trying to do a better job of spreading out, dragging that length to the perimeter, but Saginaw Valley is doing a great job in help right now.
Lewis has been the guy they tried to work inside. He struggled so far with some decent looks, and now he had it taken away, though he thought he was fouled. Back the other way is Trey Garrett. Out for Hoskins Jr. on the trail, was looking for his third three. An offensive rebound is grabbed inside by Singh. He is fouled.
Lewis held that dribble a little too long down there on the other end for Wayne State. If he would have turned over his left shoulder, he did a great job of sealing off his man. It was there. He took about one too many power dribbles and then just lost control.
Cardinals go big as Nwoko returns. They've still got Singh out there. That foul, by the way, was the second on Darian Owens-White, the 6th-team foul. On the take to the rim, cut off, fadeaway shot from McIntosh as Neely did a nice job to force him to fade away, and the rebound pulled away by Kylan Grant.
Yeah, great seal by Kylan Grant. Get that rebound.
Wayne State trying to find some offense and trying to find somebody to make shots besides the guy who has it, Neely. So he moves it to Robinson in the corner, now gets it back. Owens-White got a screen, steps inside, long two, and he knocks it down.
You know, they continue to look for some high-low action. They're trying to get the ball into Lewis, but the help side defense is taking him away, and that time they were able to knock down a jump shot.
Offensive foul inside. I saw that as Nwoko was working against the shorter player, Kylan Grant, and he's so much taller than Grant, who isn't exactly short. He's 6'6", but Nwoko is every bit of 6'11", 7 feet. And he kind of just reached his left arm back, and normally if it was somebody who was the same height as Innocent Nwoko, he probably would have hit him probably in the chest because he's so tall that he hit Grant in the face.
Yeah, he just needs to take advantage of his height a little more. He doesn't need to do all that extra stuff. Just get a good solid post and should be able to feed him the ball nicely. But
I'm going to take a look at this. I don't think this is worth really anything extra as far as a flagrant. I think it was just a simple basketball play that was an offensive foul, and they're quickly away from the table, I think, and just going to go with a common foul.
Yeah, give him credit for the quick review. Taking one look at it, realizing just a common foul and moving on.
So Innocent and Woko called for the personal. And that's his first foul in the ball game. Cardinals don't have any foul trouble. All the players they've had whistled for personals have been called for just one. The only guy with, two guys with two, Marshall and Darian Owens-White. Owens-White has stayed on the floor playing with those fouls. He has the ball here. Wayne State trying to close this gap with under 6 minutes to play before halftime, trailing by 9. Owens-White. They throw it here to Grant. Grant now going to post up on McIntosh as he goes with the Dirk Nowitzki shot fading away from the baseline. He got it.
Yeah, the little one-leg fade, but great set. Didn't work out quite early, but they were patient, stayed with it, and were able to get the look they wanted.
Tyreek Singh up high now. Back out for McIntosh, who handles the rock a ton, trying to turn the corner against Neely. Some contact there, no call as his little floater went over the top of the rim. And Owens-White able to bring it back the other way. Grant went to trail, and as he caught it, he took too many steps before he made the pass and is called for the travel.
Yeah, great call. A little unsure there if he was going to pull up and shoot. Ended up taking one too many steps.
5:03 on the clock. We'll still have one more media timeout before the halftime break. And during halftime, our own Josh Boger will update you on all the stats, get you set, tell you the upcoming schedule for the rest of the day, and get you an update, too, from our women's game going on right now in Westville. Michigan Tech and Davenport. Here's Myles Belyeu. Belyeu trying to work one-on-one against Lewis. Fades away just outside the lane from the baseline. Missed the shot, and Lewis tracks it down. Lewis will push it himself. Tried to dump it underneath to Owens-White, and he ran over one of the Cardinals. That's Hoskins Jr., who draws his second charge of the game.
Yeah, great call there by the officials. Hoskins Jr. outside the restricted area, had his feet set. Like to see a little more movement here for the Cardinals on this possession. They tried to isolate there last time down. A lot of guys standing around. See if they get a little more movement here and try and get something going to the basket.
Officials have done a good job so far in the ball game, called what they've had to. In a physical game, I feel like they had a lot more fouls called, but I like the way the officials so far, hopefully setting the tone for a good day of letting guys play basketball. Myles Belyeu again going one-on-one on Lewis, and he got it plus the foul. Mid-range jump shot. Well, scraping the ceiling, and Lewis got him on the wrist for his second personal.
Following the jump shooter will always frustrate coaches, but they went to the same action they did the previous time down the floor. Isolation move here for Belyeu, just clearing out to the right side, letting him go one-on-one. And he was able to create space and knock down a great shot and have the opportunity to make it a three-point play.
It's a 62% shooter from the stripe this year, and that one was short as the rebound down to Williams Jr. Just when you thought Wayne State was starting to get a bit back into it, they're down 13 again all of a sudden as we approach 4 minutes to play. They have really struggled offensively. Only a point per minute and not even quite there in the ballgame. Neely, another foul for Neely on the jump shot from the baseline. He got it to go. He'll have a chance for three.
And you see what Neely likes to do. He does a great job attacking the basket. Likes that little pull up about 12 to 15 feet. Wasn't making them early. He's getting going a little bit right now. So you need to see a little more of Braylon Neely doing some of that action.
He'll try to make it a 10-point game when he attempts a free throw. 3:59 to play in this first half.
Easy to feel a sense of gratitude here in Indiana because there is a whole lot to be grateful for. Family and friends and enough calmness around you to really appreciate the simple things. I really just try to show gratitude by doing my part working hard, being friendly and kind. I feel really lucky to live here.
The values that built Indiana are here in Strachan Van Til. We're Indiana's grocery store, and we're proud to be Indiana made.
Athletic Performance Factory, located at 3150 45th Street in Highland, Indiana. The factory offers monthly memberships for all sports with classes featuring strength, speed and agility, core, and indoor sand class and yoga. Call 219-750-1087 and mention WJOB for one free class. Or visit their website, athleticperformancefactory.com, for more information.
3:59 on the clock in this first half, a 7-point lead for Wayne State. And the scoreboard, I know, ever-changing, so when you probably left us, it was a little bit different score. I'm having trouble keeping up myself, but 26-19 is the score. And I know I had said could make it a 10-point game, but the scoreboard just changed a bunch, so a chance to make it a 6-point game for Neely. And we've seen that, Coach, already. A lot of these two teams on both sides having trouble not fouling jump shooters.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to get up and challenge the shot, but you can't foul a jump shooter. You got to watch contact on the hand and on the elbow. That's going to frustrate coaches every time you see that.
I'll tell you what, Wayne State will take all those fouls because they shoot it so well from the stripe. One of the best teams we've seen come to this floor this year. 78% as a team, and the two guys who score at the most, Neely and Owens White, nearly automatic for them. It's a 6-point game as the Cardinals try to capitalize here after a great start, trying to take a comfortable lead into the break. Smith pulls the trigger from the free throw line, airballed it as Owens White comes away with it.
Great defensive possession there by Wayne State, just forcing a lot of dribbling on the perimeter.
Now, nobody stopped Owens White after the hesitation, got right to the rim, and Wayne State, after a tough start, is only down 4.
Yeah, these last 4 minutes after this last media timeout, very important for both teams to see what direction this game is going to go in heading into the second half.
Seeing on the handoff here for Delano Smith. He's got Robinson right on him. Now they switch it off as Grant will take him. Smith elevating over him, tried to bank it almost as the shot was strong. Another rebound to Owens White. Chance to make it a one-possession game. Neely off the curl. Finds Grant. Grant again traveled as he caught it and did not settle, and the officials all over it.
Yeah, didn't have his feet set, dragged his back foot a little bit. But right now, Wayne State has all the momentum going. The bench is getting into it. The defensive pressure is picking up, and that's one thing to look for. The intensity on the defensive end tells you the momentum of the game, and Wayne State's really into it right now. If they can get another key stop here, you know, they're looking to take the lead going into half, and that's their mentality right now.
Williams Jr. was trying to fight through the screen at the same time. He had Myles Belyeu right next to him, and he was basically draped on him, so he's called for the foul, and he'll have a 1-and-1 opportunity here. Again, only 62% shooter. Front end for him is nothing but net, so one more for the talented junior. Free throw makes it a 5-point lead with 2:45 on the clock. 27-22 Cardinals. Trying to pull the upset and get our GLIAC tournament started off with a little bit of that madness we expect in March. Second free throw missed, but tipped out by Singh into the hands of Hoskins Jr. and another possession for Saginaw Valley. They call the set from the sideline. Blue now way up high with Williams Jr.
We're going to get another high screen roll action or an isolation move. And
they get it to the corner. Smith trying to get to the rim. Forced it up from the baseline and did not touch that rim. So you hear the horn in the background signaling a shot clock violation.
Yeah, and you get that a little bit from them now when they try to do a little too much isolation, a little too much one-on-one, and they end up forcing up something at the end of the shot clock because they're trying to be a little patient, but you're better off going at it about the 15-second mark, trying to get a better look than forcing it under 5 to go.
Again, Wayne State can get as close as they've been the entire game. It has not been a one-possession game pretty much since the tip. It was 9-0 Saginaw Valley to start. Owens White drops it off. And one inside for Williams Jr.
Owens White coming off that screen, facing a double team, was able to split it and get to the basket and then make the great dish. Great play by Darian Owens White to get to the basket and find the open man in Ray Williams Jr.
Foul goes against Myles Belyeu, his second, 7th on the team, so both teams will shoot free throws on common fouls for the final 2 minutes and 6 seconds. And Ray Williams Jr. to the stripe, where he's a 77% free throw shooter. And on this team, that is a mediocre mark. There's a lot of guys who are 75% and above on this Wayne State team. The only one who plays significant minutes and does not shoot 75% or above is Antonio Marshall, who's been on the bench with 2 fouls. Chance to make it a 3-point play for Williams Jr. He does, and it's a 2-point game. Cardinals still clinging to a lead, but you can feel, as we've been kind of alluding to, the momentum has definitely changed.
And you got to get some screening action going. And I know they do a lot of ball screens. They don't get much action going away from the ball. You got to try and get something more than just a little one-on-one isolation action, as Blue's calling for the clear out once again.
We haven't seen any post-ups, as he will step back and hits the 3. That was not bad defense at all from Robinson, but better offense.
And that was an absolute knuckleball. No rotation at all on that jump shot, but he is still able to bury it.
Cardinals back up 5 as Owens White will try a long 2. His shot off the mark, and Belyeu now grabbing a rebound.
A good contest on that shot by Trey Garrett.
Cardinals looking for a late run like they saw to start it. After being up with such a big margin, you'd like to be up 8 to 10 points if you're the Cardinals. You're already trying to pull an upset, against a really good team. They work the weave on the outside. Blyeu steps into a 3, and back-to-back triples from Smith and Blyeu, and now a timeout coming from Saginaw Valley State. From a 2-point lead to an 8-point lead with 1:02 to play. And you see it here, that screen on the top. And Blyeu able to get the dribble, handoff, and knock down the 3. 33-25 our score with 1:02 to play here in this first half. And we were talking, Coach, they need to get some screens and maybe attack the rim, but the 2 jumpers from Smith and Myles Belyeu here working in the last couple possessions at least, so maybe we don't know what we're talking about, huh?
Yeah, when I haven't seen the team play all year and, they're able to bury shots like that, give them credit.
And I'll tell you what, though, your diagnosis of it is not far off based on the stats. Like we said, 41%. This isn't a great shooting team, 30 from downtown. But in this first half, when you're going to pull an upset, you need to do stuff that you don't normally do. And the 3-point shot is always at the top of the list of potential things that you could add to that repertoire on one single day. And they've done it today.
And give this team credit. When you're 4-11, things starting not to go their way, you think they can get away from them in a hurry. But 2-point lead, and they went right back up to 8. So they got a lot of fight still in them here in this ballgame.
They've made 4 threes in the game, 4 of 9 from deep. Neely with it now, under 10 on the shot clock. Neely outside, long 3 for Robinson, and Mike Robinson answers.
And it was good defensive pressure. He had a hand in his face. He just steps up and hits a big shot.
Back to a 5-point game, and the shot clock and game clock nearly identical. Slight difference of really about half of a second.
And Saginaw Valley will take a 5-point lead. If you told them that before the game started. So they want to get the last shot here and make sure Wayne State doesn't get another shot at the basket.
Smith wanted to give it to Blyeu on the curl, couldn't. Smith now will fire, long 3. Line drive, he got it. Goodness gracious. Wow. Delano Smith, really tough shot, and after the offense was struggling in the middle portion of that first half of basketball for the Cardinals, it was the 3-point shooting of Myles Blyeu and Delano Smith to get the lead back up to 8 points. Mercy.
Yeah, if that shot wasn't tipped, it was awfully close to being tipped. It was a line drive. Able to step up and make that. And, we talked about the 4-minute mark. It's going to be very important. I think it was a 7-point lead at that point. Who's going to win these last 4 minutes, have that momentum going into the half. And about a minute to go in the half, you thought, well, Wayne State, they got the lead down to 2. Here we go, the number 1 seed. They're going to take control of this game. Team 4-11, Saginaw Valley. start to hang their heads. Here we go. What's happened to us all year? But absolutely not. They stepped up, and they outscored Wayne State the last minute of the half, and now once again have all the momentum just like they started the game with.
So a good start for the Cardinals and a good finish to that first half. 36-28, Josh Brodry will take over after this commercial break and have a breakdown of everything that you just saw, stats, update on the women's game as well, and a look at the schedule for the rest of the day. 36-28, our score at the break. We'll step aside and have that for you next.
University Northwest is hosting the 10th anniversary of the PNW Big Sell, presented by NIPSCO on May 1st right here on WJOB. If you think you have a winning business idea or product invention, then create a 2-minute video about it and submit by April 2nd, 2021 for a chance to win cold hard cash. If you are selected as a top 12 finalist, you will present a 6-minute Shark Tank style pitch before 3 regional entrepreneurs. They will select the 3 best pitches and present $10,000 to the winner, $5,000 to the runner-up, and $2,500 to third place. To learn more about the event or apply, search the Purdue Northwest website for PNW Big Sell. To celebrate the Big Sell's 10th anniversary, we've made it free for everyone.
Million Cups is based on the notion that entrepreneurs network, discover solutions, and secure new business over 1 million cups of coffee. The free weekly gathering helps build startup communities on a grassroots level, and 1 million cups, Northwest Indiana has been doing just that since 2016. Entrepreneurs, innovators, funders, and other interested community members are invited to attend each Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at one of multiple locations across Northwest Indiana or on Zoom until lockdowns are lifted. Or listen here on WJOB. Every Wednesday morning in hundreds of chapters around the country, early-stage startups present their companies to an audience of mentors, advisors, and other entrepreneurs. If you are a founder and want to present your business to the community in 6 minutes, then search for the number 1 Million Cups Northwest Indiana and apply today.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Kyle Dempsey in Hammond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
These have been unprecedented times for all of us.
Our patients, families, friends, and neighbors, like most around the world, have been challenged in ways we never could have imagined just a short time ago.
Our community healthcare system team has come together and risen to the occasion, leading the way in delivering care to all our patients, including those with COVID-19, doing it successfully under extraordinary circumstances.
We want to take this opportunity to share our deepest, heartfelt gratitude to our entire team for their outstanding dedication and compassion
throughout this coronavirus pandemic and every day.
We are proud to be community strong. We are proud to be community healthcare system.
Thank you.
Introducing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It's 6 times filtered, has 0 grams of sugar, no artificial aftertaste, and is USDA certified organic. We're not playing around. New Cucumber Lime Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes.
Bridges Scoreboard in Griffith will be celebrating St. Patrick's Day, serving our famous corned beef sandwiches and dinners March 13th through 17th. On Saturday, March 13th, Bridges will have Pipes of Auric Bagpipers from 5 to 6 p.m. And again on Wednesday, March 17th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Bob Heckler, the one-man garbage band, will perform at 6:30 p.m. And throughout March Madness, be sure to stop in and check out all the action on our 31 TVs. Bridges Scoreboard in Griffith. For more info, go to bridgesscoreboard.com or call 219-924-2206.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the 2021 GLIAC Tournament quarterfinal live from Indiana's John Friends Court, located at Purdue Northwest Campus in Hammond. Once again, I am your host for this halftime show, Josh Belyeu. Real quick, I want to give you guys an update before we get into this game that we're watching now. Down at Westville campus, we have the women's tournament going on, and right now Michigan Tech leads Davenport at halftime, 39-34. Once again, Michigan Tech leads Davenport by a score of 39-34 for the women's basketball tournament down at Westville. Now, for this game that we're seeing now, Saginaw Valley leads Wayne State by a score of 36-28. I guess the main thing that we'll be coming out with is starting off. Saginaw Valley started off very hot. Went on a 9-0 run to start the first half. You can see by early on, Saginaw Valley wanted the energy going into that. When you look at their bench, they were loud, rowdy, and you can see by their play. They led with offensive rebounds by 6-2 in this one, and they were also led by their two star players on this one, Myles Belyeu and Darnell Hoskins. The two combined for 25 of the 36 points for Saginaw Valley. So once again, they were also shooting well from deep. This is the first time they I wouldn't say shot from 50 from half this season, but once again, from the entire season, they shot 33% from three. And now, in this first half, they shot 50% from three. So once again, that three-point shooting was a big factor on this one, a big lead on this. On the side of Wayne State, Darian Owens-White struggled in the first half. He leads the team in scoring this regular season, around 18 points per game. And in this one, he is 2 of 5 from the field and has 6 points, around 1 turnover, and about 3 assists. For Wayne State's comeback to even be possible after that 9-0 run, it was led by their other guard, Braylon Neely, who had 12 points from the first half and shot 4 of 8 from the field with around 3 rebounds as well. An efficient 2 of 3 from the free throw line. So, once again, I guess the main point and factor of the first half was Saginaw Valley coming out, bringing out their own energy for this one, and being able to surprisingly shoot very well, and also lead the rebounding compartment from the offensive side. So, once again, we're going to go on a quick break. Once again, your host for this halftime show, Josh Belyeu. And here are some word from our sponsors.
Remember, everyone, tune in from 3 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday for the Region Rush Hour with Tony Panic and Sam Michael.
Well, Sam Michael and Tony Panic.
Well, yeah, Tony Panic, you know what? We'll talk about it. Tune in, everybody.
Cooper started a program that is putting gardens in more than 50 local schools, helping kids get healthy food and learn where it comes from. People like Dale inspire us at NIPSCO, where we're transitioning from coal-powered generation to new lower-cost energy resources like wind and solar, making energy cleaner, reliable, and ultimately more affordable. Because like Dale, we're dedicated to leaving things better. Learn more about our Your Energy, Your Future plan at nipsco.com/future.
Hello again, everybody. This is Matt Maloney of the Matt Maloney Real Estate Group, powered by Keller Williams of Northwest Indiana. The region is a beautiful place to live, and I've soared to new heights to market your listing to the best and widest possible audience. Call me today at 219-301-0477 or visit mattmaloneyrealtor.com and let's get started. It's not baloney. I'm Matt Maloney.
Easy to feel a sense of gratitude here in Indiana because there is a whole lot to be grateful for. Family and friends and enough calmness around you to really appreciate the simple things. I really just try to show gratitude by doing my part, working hard, being friendly and kind. I feel really lucky to live here.
The values that built Indiana are here in Strachan Van Til. We're Indiana's grocery store, and we're proud to be Indiana made.
Introducing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It's 6 times filtered has no sugar, no artificial aftertaste. It has a nice spicy kick and is USDA certified organic. Don't fall for anything else. New Spicy Pineapple Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes.
Biology major Adam Rich is on a first-name basis with his professors. Through these connections, he is already doing hands-on research, placing him a step ahead on his career path. At Purdue University Northwest, we call that powering onward. Students determined to succeed find a home at our 2 vibrant campuses in Hammond and Westville, offering 70 areas of study, NCAA Division II athletics, hundreds of student activities, and more. It's your turn to power onward. Learn more about Purdue Northwest at pnw.edu. That's pnw.edu. Biology major Adam Rich is on a first-name basis with his professors. Through these connections, he is already doing hands-on research, placing him a step ahead on his career path. At Purdue University Northwest, we call that powering onward. Students determined to succeed find a home at our 2 vibrant campuses in Hammond and Westville, offering 70 areas of study, NCAA Division II athletics, hundreds of student activities, and more. It's your turn to power onward. Learn more about Purdue Northwest at pnw.edu. That's pnw.edu. University Northwest is hosting the 10th anniversary of the PNW Big Sell, presented by NIPSCO on May 1st right here on WJOB. If you think you have a winning business idea or product invention, then create a 2-minute video about it and submit by April 2nd, 2021 for a chance to win cold hard cash. If you are selected as a top 12 finalist, you will present a 6-minute Shark Tank style pitch before 3 regional entrepreneurs. They will select the 3 best pitches and present $10,000 to the winner, $5,000 to the runner-up, and $2,500 to third place. To learn more about the event or apply, search the Purdue Northwest website for PNW Big Sell. To celebrate the Big Sell's 10th anniversary, we've made it free for everyone.
Million Cups is based on the notion that entrepreneurs network, discover solutions, and secure new business over 1 million cups of coffee. The free weekly gathering helps build startup communities on a grassroots level, and 1 million cups, Northwest Indiana has been doing just that since 2016. Entrepreneurs, innovators, funders, and other interested community members are invited to attend each Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at one of multiple locations across Northwest Indiana or on Zoom until lockdowns are lifted. Or listen here on WJOB. Every Wednesday morning in hundreds of chapters around the country, early-stage startups present their companies to an audience of mentors, advisors, and other entrepreneurs. If you are a founder and want to present your business to the community in 6 minutes, then search for the number 1 Million Cups Northwest Indiana and apply today.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Kyle Dempsey in Hammond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
These have been unprecedented times for all of us.
Our patients, families, friends, and neighbors, like most around the world, have been challenged in ways we never could have imagined just a short time ago.
Our community healthcare system team has come together and risen to the occasion, leading the way in delivering care to all our patients, including those with COVID-19, doing it successfully under extraordinary circumstances.
We want to take this opportunity to share our deepest, heartfelt gratitude to our entire team for their outstanding dedication and compassion
throughout this coronavirus pandemic and every day.
We are proud to be community strong. We are proud to be community healthcare system.
Thank you.
Hello again, everybody. This is Matt Maloney of the Matt Maloney Real Estate Group, powered by Keller Williams of Northwest Indiana. The region is a beautiful place to live, and I've soared to new heights to market your listing to the best and widest possible audience. Call me today at 219-301-0477 or visit mattmaloneyrealtor.com and let's get started. It's not baloney. I'm Matt Maloney.
Back here as we get start for this second half. It was a great start to the game for Saginaw Valley State. Wayne State closing the gap, but the Cardinals hitting some late shots. Myles Belyeu and Delano Smith knocking down some big-time threes when it looked like the Warriors were going to be within one possession, maybe even tie it if they really got hot. Now have to come back down 8. Neely turning the corner, gets to the bucket to start this possession, and he will draw an early foul and have a chance to go to a spot where he is as good as anybody from the free throw line.
Yeah, nice set play coming out. First possession here of the half for Wayne State, getting Neely coming off double screen, attacking the basket. And first 4 or 5 minutes right here, we'll call it the first 4 going to the immediate timeout, really will establish the tone of the second half. Can Saginaw Valley stretch this to double figures, or can Wayne State get down to about a one-possession game?
Neely able to make him from the free throw line. His spot again, he is 95%. So both of those free throws, the lead from 8 to 6 points, 36-30. 30 seconds into this first half. Smith, little subtle discard, fades away over the top of Marshall, missed the shot, and Lewis the rebound.
Yeah, Smith may have got away with a little push off there, but let him play through.
The officials, like I said in the first half, have done a good job at that. Let the little things go. Called the things they had to. Lewis tried the extra little move as another shot blocker came over the top, and Woko missed the shot, but on the rebound, they're going to get Innocent and Woko for his second foul.
Great dish and drive by Owens White there to find them, and then it's just that length once again by Saginaw Valley forcing you to double clutch. You just got to go up strong, commit, make one move, and go to the basket.
Neely will trigger the inbound. Marshall back in there as he gets it. He did not play much after he struggled and then picked up 2 fouls. Owens White off the screen, skipping to the bucket, got hit in the head, and you can count the basket.
Yeah, great curl cut there by Owens White, slicing right to the basket. Strong finish after getting hit in the head. And just like that, they can make this a one-possession game if they can convert the free throw.
I think they got McIntosh on that. 3rd foul on him. And that's important. Freddie McIntosh, the freshman, handles it a lot. Owens White, normally really good from the stripe, cannot finish it off, though, so stays a 2-possession game, 36-32.
We'll see if Saginaw Valley comes out more of the same. They win a lot of one-on-one, a lot of isolation action, high screen roll in the first half. Once again, staying spread with a 4-out and a high post.
And Woko hands it off. McIntosh to the lane, kick to the corner. Myles Belyeu, high arcing 3. Off the rebound, and Woko is the guy who tipped it, but they're going to say he hit it into the hands of Braylon Neely, and Coach Greer not happy that they changed it.
You've seen the Woko playing a lot of high post. They don't do a whole lot posting him up down low. Just use him as a screener, as a passer up there from the high post area.
Cardinals with the extra possession after they change the out-of-bounds call. Smith, hesitation. Give it to the big man inside, and Woko as they go diving to the floor. He had the ball knocked out of his hands. And a jump ball is called. It'll stay with Saginaw Valley.
That was a poor pass coming off the screen roll. Woko was wide open going to the basket. You got to throw that ball up high to the big 7-footer. The ball was thrown behind him, down around his waist, completely taking him away from the basket.
9 seconds to shoot off this inbound. Myles Belyeu looking to get it in, finds Delano Smith. Smith one-on-one against Lewis, 5 to shoot. Smith on the cross. Now the take, left side of the lane, missed it. Didn't hit the rim. And off the offensive rebound, and Woko is going to draw a foul. He will shoot 2.
It was a good drive to the basket there, going to the left side, just not able to finish. A little too much dancing around on the perimeter at first, but he was able to get there. And then the big offensive rebound, chance to stretch this lead back out a bit.
I'll tell you what, that shot, the first one, I don't think hit the rim. And when Nwoko caught it, I thought we were going to get a shot clock violation, but it kind of inadvertently reset to 20 seconds. And officials didn't have much of a discussion about it. Maybe it hit the rim and I missed it, but maybe Saginaw got a break too. And Nwoko not able to hit the free throw, only a 60% shooter. Here's his second. And he missed that one even worse. In fact, didn't even touch the rim. Goodness.
That one barely caught the left side of the backboard there, and he may have gotten away with being in a little too early as well, but same result either way.
So not really close on either free throw, and Wayne State will get it back. No harm there. Down 4. Here's Marshall. Marshall wanted to go right at Hoskins Jr., but he forced him back outside. Now they'll reset it up top with Neely. 10 to shoot. Neely asking for a screen. Rejects it, drops it off for Owens-White. Owens-White going to have to go. Driving, went to pass it with 2 seconds. Never had a chance as McIntosh comes away with the steal.
No, he had Smith in his face, all that length and size. He wasn't able to make a move.
Quick explosion by Belyeu to the bucket as he missed the first but got his own rebound and puts it in.
Yeah, great job staying with it. Kind of ended up just throwing the ball off the backboard to himself as he fouled the shot.
Lead is 6 for the Cardinals. And on the inbound, Lewis ready to come to the ball, and Nwoko with the blatant shove in the back for his third personal. Excuse me, his fourth personal. Correction on that. So he will have to check out for quite some time. Marshall will trigger this inbound pass. Neely, screen from Lewis. They get the switch off to Myles Belyeu here. Neely out. Marshall, 3. Pretty good look, and he got it.
Caught in rhythm, feet set. One possession game.
Marshall, normally from downtown, okay, 33%. Looked good right there. There's a post up. Extended. Belyeu now stepping back. Will fire the long 2 off the rim into the hands of Marshall. Wayne State can tie it. It'll be the first time this game was tied since it was 0-0. Lewis in the post, trying to go both sides. Eventually went back left. Tried to bank it, missed it. Neely, though, the offensive board.
It's great defense there by Belyeu, holding his ground, going straight up.
Neely on the mismatch. Goes baseline on Singh as he beat him to the rim. And he will shoot a pair on the foul by the big man.
Great recognition right there of the mismatch. Get the ball to the basket and get to the free throw line.
So big foul trouble for Nwoko, but the guy who relieves him, Tyreek Singh, not so much. That was his first. Neely at the stripe. 85% shooter. And he's got the first one.
Wayne State started the game. I believe they were 1 for 9 from the field, and they're now up to 12 for 27. So quietly now shooting 44% on the game. So after that slow start, they're starting to balance out a little bit here. Just shoot the ball as they have all year long.
It's a 1-point game as Neely got both free throws. Quick trigger back the other way for Myles Belyeu, and he got the 3.
Belyeu staying hot.
Tell you what, bobbled the catch there even, and still nothing but net.
Yeah, was able to gather himself almost in the air when he got the ball into his shooting hand.
Neely, great look to the corner. Williams Jr. 3. Tipped all the way out off the miss to Darnell Hoskins Jr. Gives it here to Delano Smith.
Another high screen roll coming here.
Marshall guarding him. They hand it off. Belyeu, Marshall off the switch. Trying to spin in the lane. Goes with the up and under with the left hand.
Great patient move right there. Spin around back to the left side with the up and under and able to finish.
So from 1 right back up to 6 on the lead for the Cardinals.
Trying to get the ball inside to Lewis on some high-low action here.
He's doubled, trying to rip right through it. Just threw up a shot, worked like a pass. And at the rim, Williams missed it. Lewis got the second rebound plus the foul.
Yeah, I didn't know if they'd call a jump ball or a travel. He was sliding both his feet on that, but Saginaw Valley had their hands on the ball as well, so the refs let him play through with it. And then got the shot up at the rim and was able to follow his own rebound.
Third foul called against Myles Belyeu, and Chance to make it a 3-point game when we return for Avery Lewis. 43-39, 15-18 to go in the ball game.
For more than 30 years, Williams Eye Institute and Surgery Center has provided medical and surgical eye care services to residents of Northwest Indiana and the Chicago Southland areas. Doctors Doug and Ann Williams, along with their son, Dr. Blake Williams, offer an unmatched wealth of experience in advanced cataract surgery, medical and surgical treatment of glaucoma, and consultative ophthalmology. We have invested in the latest cataract surgery technology because we believe it gives our patients the opportunity to achieve their best possible vision. For expert medical and surgical eye care, contact Williams Eye Institute by calling 219-931-7509.
Producing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It's 6 times filtered. Has no sugar. No artificial aftertaste. It has a nice spicy kick. And is USDA certified organic. Don't fall for anything else. New Spicy Pineapple Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes.
It's a 4-point lead for the Cardinals. They've had much bigger advantage throughout. Their lead's been double digits early, but since then we've seen Wayne State battle back and have much more energy. And Avery Lewis had that energy after he finished it off on a big bucket, now trying to complete a 3-point play right here. He's not a great free throw shooter, only 60% this year from the stripe, but he gets a nice roll on that one to make it a 3-point game.
You know, Wayne State made that run at the end of the first half, and then Saginaw Valley finished it off with a great last minute. Let's see if they can hold them off here again.
It's been Myles Belyeu who's done it all. Williams guarding him and got in too tight on the drive into the lane, in the foul coming against the freshman, and 2 shots coming for Myles Belyeu.
Myles Belyeu already with 22 points here this afternoon, came in averaging 16.3. So he's really doing whatever he can to try to help his team pull off an upset.
He knocks down the first of his free throws. Does a lot of things right, but as we've touched on, free throw shooting just kind of okay. But he's been pretty solid from the stripe today, so you got them both. And every time Wayne State gets it to a 1-possession game, the Cardinals kick it back out to 5 or 6. And it's 5 right now.
Yeah, I love the fight in this team. Usually you see a team who's been struggling all year, and they start to give up a lead, things will just go south in a hurry. But Saginaw Valley's been doing a good job able to hold them off.
Marshall extra pass to the corner. Owens White knocks down the 3.
Great unselfishness there to move the ball to the corner, make the extra pass.
So again, Wayne State gets it to a 1-possession game. Do the Cardinals have an answer? Clinging to a 2-point advantage. Delano Smith gets the switch off against Lewis. As for the clear out, step back over the top of Lewis. And a strong rebound by Antonio Marshall inside. Braylon Neely now asking for it back. A chance to tie or take their first lead. Wayne State has not led in this ballgame. On the dump down into the post, a whistle and a foul against Tyreek Singh. That's the second on the big man, and already 7 fouls now with the clock reading 14 minutes and 6 seconds. Bonus time for Wayne State, and they'll have it for the rest of this ballgame.
Yeah, that's big with 14 minutes still to play, already in the bonus. And that's a foul Singh would love to have back, as he was not in position and then just with a weak reach trying to get his hand on the ball.
And Lewis earns the second and a chance to tie it. Again, this Wayne State team is so good from the stripe, 78% as a team this year.
And now you get to shoot free throws every foul the rest of the game. You want to mark this spot at the 14-minute mark. That might be what turns this game around, as we are tied for the first time since 0-0, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. It was a 9-0 start for Saginaw Valley. And Wayne State has played it all the way back to a tie. 45 apiece, under 14 to play. Smith driving, Marshall all over him. Smith forcing it up, will draw the foul. There was some help side in there. The question is who'd they get? The answer is Antonio Marshall for his third.
Not a bad possession, exactly what they need in that situation. Get something going to the basket, try to get to the free throw line, see if you can get the lead back, get a stop, and see if you can start stretching it out a little bit. But just can't, it's got to keep attacking the basket, keep doing what you're doing. You know, don't press right now. You're still got a 1-point lead, so no need to get nervous. Just keep doing what you've been doing all game.
One more here for Smith. Not able to knock down the second. Rebound fought for, and hustling to get it was Lewis, but he was out of bounds. And so after only making one free throw, Cardinals will get another possession. Be a tough inbound from the corner, but relatively easy to find Myles Belyeu.
See what Belyeu wants to do here is he takes the high screen roll.
Got the switch off to Marshall. High arcing three is too short. And it's tipped into the hands of Neely. You know he wants to run if he can, but the Cardinals get back. Maybe back too much as Marshall, the trailer, had his three rimmed off. Rebound saved nicely underneath by McIntosh. That was a really good look for Marshall, who had just knocked down a three a couple minutes ago. 1-point lead for Saginaw Valley. Remember, Wayne State has not led in this game. That was their first chance to do so. Quick entry, Belyeu turnaround shot, and it sits down for him.
Nice little high-low action, making a nice post entry inside.
No shot.
Quickly back the other way. It's a nice job by Neely to get it up to Marshall. And his little runner from the baseline, the whistle sounds. And they're going to call this on the floor, but still shooting because of the bonus for Wayne State, but a 1-and-1 as opposed to two shots here. And again, Marshall, who we referenced earlier, is, of everybody on this team, the worst free throw shooter, 59% this year from the free throw line. And the front end for the junior. And looked a lot better right there.
Substitution for Saginaw Valley State.
2-point game, Cardinals on top, 48-46, 13:01 on the game clock.
Yeah, get used to it. We're going to see a lot of this here the last 13 minutes. Wayne State's going to look to attack to the basket, try and get to the free throw line, as they'll be shooting them the rest of the way.
Second one here for Antonio Marshall. A bit too short, fighting for the rebound, and a smart play by Smith. He was ready to fall out of bounds, and he saw Avery Lewis right next to him, so just threw it off him instead.
Yeah, smart heads-up play right there, knowing he had nothing else to do with the ball.
Official stopping play for a second. Everybody, okay, I'm not sure what the conversation was. It's the shot clock. It seems like a little bit too much to spend on a 1 or 2 second differential between the shot clock. They've got it at 29. I think they're going to say Smith had possession, right? And he threw it off of Lewis, having possession for a second. Ball out of bounds. Should be 29, right?
Well, I saw him just change the score as well.
They did.
It is now a 47-46 game. So is that being discussed?
Oh, you're right. It was 48 before, wasn't it?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, now it went back to 48. Now it's 48-46.
All right.
Okay.
All good.
And they're going to keep the shot clock at 29 seconds, and that's about what it would have been. They gained possession, threw it off the legs. It only took about a second.
Smith trying to get it in. He needs some help. As Singh came back, Lewis now just did the same thing to Singh as Smith had done to him. Throws it off him out of bounds, and the Warriors get it now.
Yeah, after a little surprise full court pressure there by the Warriors, Saginaw Valley was not prepared for.
Again, Wayne State trying to tie it, or if they can hit a three, it'll be their first lead of the game. Owens White. Marshall, 7 to shoot. Marshall, 3 seconds. Got to go. They don't realize it, and it's going to be a shot clock violation. Neely looked up. The shot clock was ready to expire. And so the great work to get the steal on the inbound turns into a shot clock violation.
Yeah, it was good, great defense there by Saginaw Valley State. But being right there in front of your own bench, you know coach is screaming at them. That's frustrating play there for Wayne State.
Here is Tyreek Singh. Lewis hounding him as he gives it off to McIntosh. Smith with Marshall right on him into the post for Singh. A rare post-up chance. He goes baseline to the corner. Wide open three. All over the rim and down. That's Trey Garrett, who I believe, according to the official statistics, I don't know if he did a three all year.
Well, great heads-up play by Singh there. Like you said, the rare post-up opportunity. It wasn't there, and he was able to make that great baseline pass to the corner.
Cardinals up 5. Wayne State's with the ball. Still plenty of time, under 12 minutes left. Inside for Lewis. He's surrounded. Outside, wide open is Owens White as he sets the three off the back iron. Fighting for the rebound. It's tipped all over the place. Shot clock should have reset. Now it does, as Hoskins Jr. pulls it away for Saginaw Valley. Smith, who was behind the play, now gets back in it and has the basketball. Cardinals trying to settle things down here. Smith has a matchup I think he likes as he clears it out. Now a lob over the top into Singh, who rolls it to the buckets and puts it in.
We've seen a lot of high screen roll action. That's the first time we've seen the slip action today, which allowed for Singh to get wide open going to the basket.
Cardinals looking to pull the upset here. The 8 seed leading the 1 seed and off the ball. Neely really frustrated at the way Garrett was right in his face and just threw him away in an offensive foul.
Wayne State player control foul, number 11, Brandon Neely. Third personal, 14 foul.
Boy, oh boy. Wayne State, when it looked like they were just getting back into it, they're in a little bit of trouble. Down 7, 10:57 left. Cardinals with that lead.
Million Cups is based on the notion that entrepreneurs network, discover solutions, and secure new business over 1 million cups of coffee. The free weekly gathering helps build startup communities on a grassroots level, and 1 million cups, Northwest Indiana has been doing just that since 2016. Entrepreneurs, innovators, funders, and other interested community members are invited to attend each Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at one of multiple locations across Northwest Indiana or on Zoom until lockdowns are lifted. Or listen here on WJOB. Every Wednesday morning in hundreds of chapters around the country, early stage startups present their companies to an audience of mentors, advisors, and other entrepreneurs. If you are a founder and want to present your business to the community in 6 minutes, then search for the number 1 million cups Northwest Indiana and apply today.
Seven-point lead for Saginaw Valley State, 53-46. We've seen this game kind of roller coaster around here for the Cardinals in this second half. They had a great start, then a good finish to the first half, and then Wayne State coming all the way back. This game was tied at 45. Since then, we've seen an 8-1 run by the Cardinals, and a little bit of frustration now coming out, I think, for Braylon Neely, who just picked up his third foul, basically throwing Trey Garrett to the floor, as Garrett was face guarding the very talented former Oakland player, Division I transfer senior guard Braylon Neely. So David Greer was not happy either.
No, he wasn't. He had to be restrained a little bit there by another official as he was hot going into that media timeout. But love the resolve of the Saginaw Valley State team, and I know I've said it a few times today, but when you're a team that has struggled and they came in with a record of 4-11, and you have a lead, and then things start to go south. And Wayne State's been able to make some runs, and they got the game tied a few minutes ago. And every time they've made a run, Saginaw Valley State has responded and been able to maintain the lead and even stretch it a bit. So we'll see if they're able to hold them off still. They've done it so far here today. And when you're looking to pull the upset, the longer you can go staying in the game, then the tighter the favorite team is going to get and the more they're going to press. And that's what's happening right now with Wayne State, is they are starting to get frustrated as they thought that, they would probably have a double-figure lead at this point, as they've won both games against Saginaw Valley State this year, one by 15 and I believe one by 18.
Wayne State has been upgraded to a flagrant 1.
foul, too, on, as you just may have heard in the background. Neely's foul changed to a flagrant 1, meaning that there was no play on the basketball at all, and Trey Garrett, who had just hit a big 3, misses both free throws. So really nothing happened there for Wayne State. Even after the upgrade, they would have gotten the ball anyways because of the offensive foul, and Garrett didn't make either free throw. So remember that, a big break. Chance to get it up to a 9-point lead, and instead stays at 7.
And that's probably what Coach Greer was so upset about going to that timeout. He was probably notified of the upgrade of the foul right then.
Singh here with Lewis on him. McIntosh, now Singh wants it back in the post and saying, yes, give it to me. Has it here. Waits, now drives. Fades away over Lewis, left it short. And it's tipped over to Antonio Marshall.
Like to see a little stronger move there out of Singh.
And now we're going to see technical fouls offsetting here as this game has gotten a little bit chippy between really anybody Trey Garrett's guarding and Darian Owens-White. He's the guy who was also involved. It's more important for Wayne State. That's the 3rd foul on Darian Owens-White, and Garrett's only his first. And Coach Randy Baruth is going to get him out of the game anyways and say, you need to calm down here, Mr. Freshman or Mr. Sophomore. And can't be doing some of that.
Yeah, and Sam, you talked about in the first half how this was a physical game, and it's starting to get a little chippy right now. And Wayne State senses, a little bit of desperation right now as they still trail, approaching halfway point of the second half. So the chippiness is definitely coming into play.
Post up here for Lewis. Late shot clock again. Double team coming around the corner. They get it to Marshall. Open. Huge 3 from Marshall off the mark. Williams, though, the offensive board. Skips it across. Owens-White driving inside. And a blocking foul called underneath as Owens-White will head to the free throw line on the first foul by Darnell Hoskins.
I thought Hoskins may have got over there and had position, unless they're saying he was in the restricted area or maybe moved at the last second. I was kind of blocked, but from my vantage point, I thought maybe it looked like a charge.
It was close.
And we're going to have another discussion, it looks like, as this is starting to occur more often than we'd like to see.
It's the officials, I think, not going to the monitor here. I think they're having a discussion about the score.
And we've seen that a couple times already today where the scores change, coming out of breaks, coming out of timeouts. So we'll see if that's the issue once again going on over there.
I don't know who had a discrepancy about it, but
it sits at 53-46 right now, 10 minutes to play here in the second half, as the officials are having a conversation with the official score over there at the scores table.
So we'll see if we notice anything that adjusts here as far as that score is concerned.
Upon further review, the technical foul on Wayne State previously was on number 14, Darian Owens-White.
So I think they gave the previous foul to the wrong guy.
Yeah, because we had called Darian Owens-White.
That's right.
For the technical foul. We had seen it, but it looked like they had it wrong in the official score.
Oh, they had really put Wayne State in a bad position. I think they had given it to Neely, which would have been his 4th. But instead, 3 fouls on each guy, Owens-White and Braylon Neely, the 2 most important players for this Warrior team. Owens-White at the free throw line after he drew that foul. Shooting foul for him. And he makes both free throws, so the lead is 5 with 10 minutes exactly to go.
Full court pressure here by Wayne State. Just some man-to-man action, perhaps looking to trap, maybe do a little run jump, but it doesn't come to that.
As they back off and settle into the half-court defense here, Smith gets the screen from Singh. Now Lewis is on him. Singh thought about the step back, drives in on Lewis. Dumps it off. Singh tried to dribble through into the middle as the defense collapsed on him. And I don't know if they got Lewis reaching in, and they did. So Lewis, who had switched off to Delano Smith, is called for his 3rd foul now. 16 fouls, so next one puts both teams in the bonus. Warriors in the double bonus. Take to the buckets. Back iron, it sat off the rim and fell out as Smith's shot would not fall.
That ball seemed to sit there forever, and didn't get the shooter's roll.
Neely on the penetration, out from Marshall, out of control, kept alive though. Back out Neely. They swing it back to Marshall. Inside to Lewis, one-on-one against Singh. Lewis to the middle, left hand. Lewis plus the foul.
Great balance there by Lewis, maintaining his pivot foot, able to spin back over his right shoulder and finish hard with his left hand.
Lewis at the stripe. And a chance again to get it to a one-possession game. Wayne State has had the game tied in this half for the first time basically since we tipped it off. And we're playing at 0-0. Lewis has been really good from the stripe. A spot he struggled during the regular season, but has stepped up his game here in this first postseason matchup for the Warriors, which they hope will last much longer than just today. It's a 2-point game with 9 minutes left.
Noticed more of an effort by both teams, really, but mainly Saginaw Valley State, to get the ball inside, to try to take advantage of something in the post as the perimeter players really dominated the first half of the game.
Hoskins had it stripped, and Lewis was the guy who got it, able to get it away to Marshall. And now the Warriors can tie it. Neely trying to make a quick pass to Lewis, but had it tipped. McIntosh got it, but the breakout pass for Hoskins intended for Smith instead goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's the situation there where Hoskins is just going to want to hold on to the ball, knowing Wayne State's been picking up the pressure, let everything clear out, and just take your man one-on-one down the court. No need to force anything right there. And if you don't have eye contact with the person you're passing to, you have to stick that ball in your pocket.
Under 8.5 as the clock ticks here. 53-51 Cardinals. Warrior basketball. Middle, Lewis. Outside. Hesitation. Williams Jr. 3. Off the back iron, then the front rim and out. Williams this year did not have any statistics regarding his three-point shooting, and I don't believe he had attempted any. At least according to the Wayne State Warrior website.
Similar set here, excuse me, Sam, for the Cardinals. 4 out, looking for a high screen and roll.
Smith has liked this matchup against Lewis as he forces it up, missed the shot. And a fight for the rebound. Kyle Lewis wins it, saved it to Neely. Now numbers back the other way if they hurry. Wide open is Owens White, puts it on the deck and kicks it back out. Lewis getting up is back into play. Braylon Neely down 2 with the basketball. Lewis coming to set the screen for Owens White. Owens White didn't take it, instead pulls the trigger and got the 3, and Wayne State has their first lead of the game. The 1 seed back on top. Coach Baruth asking for them to get it across and then call a timeout, and they finally do. Timeouts. Saginaw Valley State, Wayne State, 54-53. Their first lead of the ball game with 7:14 to play.
University Northwest is hosting the 10th anniversary of the PNW Big Sell, presented by NIPSCO on May 1st right here on WJOB. If you think you have a winning business idea or product invention, then create a 2-minute video about it and submit by April 2nd, 2021 for a chance to win cold hard cash. If you are selected as a top 12 finalist, you will present a 6-minute Shark Tank style pitch before 3 regional entrepreneurs. They will select the 3 best pitches and present $10,000 to the winner, $5,000 to the runner-up, and $2,500 to third place. To learn more about the event or apply, search the Purdue Northwest website for PNW Big Sell. To celebrate the Big Sell's 10th anniversary, we've made it free for everyone.
Remember, everyone, tune in from 3 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday for the Region Rush Hour with Tony Panic and Sam Michael.
Well, Sam Michael and Tony Panic.
Well, yeah, Tony Panic, you know what? We'll talk about it. Tune in, everybody.
Wayne State taking their first lead of the ball game on the 3 from Darian Owens-White. And he and Braylon Neely all year have answered the call when their head coach David Greer have asked them to. And Owens-White, for now, still a lot of time left with 7:14 to play, coach, has hit the biggest shot of this basketball game.
Yeah, right before that shot, I was just going to say we haven't heard Braylon or called Braylon Neely's name very much in the second half. He hasn't gotten going here. But Owens White has stepped up and taken over here in the second half. An interesting possession here now for Saginaw Valley State. The first time they've been down one, they've been able to respond off every run so far.
Myles Belyeu back in there after he was playing with 4 fouls. Had sat for a while, his shot missed, and Woko, who had the rebound, gets tied up, and the jump ball will send it back to Wayne State. Now we will get the media timeout, which I thought we just had, but I guess that was somebody else's timeout. Not easy to keep track, and I wouldn't expect you at home to either. 7:01 left in the ballgame as we step aside.
For more than 30 years, Williams Eye Institute and Surgery Center has provided medical and surgical eye care services to residents of North Indiana and the Chicago Southland areas. Doctors Doug and Ann Williams, along with their son, Dr. Blake Williams, offer an unmatched wealth of experience in advanced cataract surgery, medical and surgical treatment of glaucoma, and consultative ophthalmology. We have invested in the latest cataract surgery technology because we believe it gives our patients the opportunity to achieve their best possible vision. For expert medical and surgical eye care, contact Williams Eye Institute by calling 219-931-7509.
54-53, Wayne State's the 1 seed. Battling here against the number 8 seed Saginaw Valley State and clinging to a 1-point advantage. And we've seen better play here from the Cardinals of late, Coach, and some big shots from their most important players will be key down the stretch.
Yeah, and with 7 minutes to play here, both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way, so we'll see who can take advantage of that and which team can be smarten up a little bit on defense. You don't want to give any cheap fouls. You want to keep the team off the free throw line.
Neely surrounded as he drops it back out. Owens White, his foot on the line. Long jumper off the mark, and Cardinals with the board can retake the lead here.
Yeah, we'll see if they get something going to Blue. You know, screen roll action for him, maybe a little isolation, get him going to the basket.
He's got it right here, gets the screen, now the switch off. Pulls the trigger over the top of Lewis and knocks down the jumper.
That's the guy to go to in this situation. 28 points on the night for Blue. Great job attacking the elbow.
I'll tell you what, if Wayne State can get him fouled out, that would be maybe the most important thing to happen in this basketball game so far.
Absolutely. You see if they isolate him, try to take him to the basket.
Marshall off the little power dribble, and Woko altered him at the rim. Lewis got the offensive rebound, missed it. Marshall again. Third chance opportunity, still would not fall, and then it's off Marshall last, out of bounds.
A big break there by Saginaw Valley State, unable to get that rebound. You don't want to give a team 2-3 opportunities in a tight game. You work hard on defense, you force that stop, you want to reward yourself with the rebound. And now Saginaw Valley State playing with a 1-point lead, big possession here to see if they can stretch this to 3 points or perhaps make it a 2-possession game.
Clock's under 6 minutes now, 5:45 and ticking.
We go right back to Blue here.
They get it to him. Quick little dribble, sets
Got it.
Downtown as he's come off the bench and scored 5.
Yeah, we haven't called his name in a little bit, and he's come off the bench with those 4 fouls, and he's delivering on the offensive end.
And he's got his team up by 4.
Again, if I'm Wayne State, I'm going some isolation, some screen roll action, and I'm attacking Blue to try and get him off the court.
Owens White, Hoskins Jr. guarding him. Now he switches. Owens White pulls through with the left, missed the shot, and a good strong rebound as Hoskins Jr. came flying in to grab it. It's pretty simple, I think, here offensively for Saginaw Valley. Take some time, let the shot clock run a bit, then give it to number 3 when you need to. Singh hands it to him. Blue with Williams Jr. guarding him. Now Singh driving against Lewis. Good little take to the rim, and kind of athletic the way he slipped to the bucket.
No, basically finishing with a no-look shot right over his head. And I love what Saginaw Valley State's doing here. They got Blue guarding, Ray Williams, who has not scored much today, not much of an offensive threat.
How about the game Avery Lewis has had as he kept it alive on an offensive rebound, and he'll have another chance for a three-point play, and all of them have felt awfully similar to the one he just finished. And that was so important. The lead had just gotten to 6 and looked like the Cardinals were going to grab the rebound. Lewis basically snatched it away and a chance to get it to one possession.
And that's where the free throw line is going to come up so big here the last 4 minutes of the game. But very important here for Saginaw Valley State. And as I was saying, you have Blue guarding Ray Williams Jr., who has not been much of an offensive threat. You know, you typically don't put your best offensive player on the opposing team's best offensive player for that reason, to keep him out of foul trouble. So with 4 fouls here, that's how they're going to try to save him to get him through the end of this game.
Lewis, again, as we said, 60% from the stripe, but he's been great today. 3-point game. Here's Smith taking it to the buckets, through some contact in the finish.
Yeah, great job there. Just simple attack in the basket, able to finish. Still 5-point lead.
Wayne State going to need some stops, but they still need offense.
Yeah, go right back to Lewis.
He sets the high screen for Neely, now slips to the basket. Neely's been quiet. Wants to pull up, great shot fake. Now gets reorganized, but missed the jumper.
Great box out there by Blue.
That is a shot Braylon Neely normally knocks down. 51% 51% from the field this year. Normally really good, especially when he's that wide open.
And that's the shot we saw him knock down after a little slow start. He knocked down a bunch of those there towards the end of the first half.
Smith off the shot fake, little short tip back out to him.
And coach is screaming to back it out.
And he thought about that three. I think he would have pulled it if Randy Baruth did not scream to slow it down. Now he works on Williams Jr. Gets the high screen. Marshall switches off to him defensively. Steps out. Marshall right in his face. Getting the roll on the three. How about that? That's the second time we've seen Smith kind of a line drive three. The first one pure. This one all over the rim. Either way, they count just as much. 8-point lead for Saginaw Valley State. And a timeout from David Greer. The 1 seed in trouble. 2:47 to play. Cardinals by 8.
Cooper started a program that is putting gardens in more than 50 local schools, helping kids get healthy food and learn where it comes from. People like Dale inspire us at NIPSCO, where we're transitioning from coal-powered generation to new lower-cost energy resources like wind and solar, making energy cleaner, reliable, and ultimately more affordable. Because like Dale, we're dedicated to leaving things better. Learn more about our Your Energy, Your Future plan at nipsco.com/future.
It's easy to feel a sense of gratitude here in Indiana because there is a whole lot to be grateful for. Family and friends and enough calmness around you to really appreciate the simple things. I really just try to show gratitude by doing my part, working hard, being friendly and kind. I feel really lucky to live here.
The values that built Indiana are here in Strachan Van Til. We're Indiana's grocery store, and we're proud to be Indiana made.
Cardinals have gotten the lead back out to 8 points now on a huge shot from Delano Smith. And he's done that a couple of times, did it late in that first half, and now does it here, Coach, with Antonio Marshall right in his face. But I'll tell you what, it's either been number 3 or number 13, Myles Belyeu or Delano Smith. And Wayne State looking for their big guys to hit some of those big shots with 2:40 left.
We need to see Neely or Lewis right here and probably pair them together with a high screen roll, but great attack there by Neely, finally able to get to the basket.
So Neely puts in a big shot. That was great set off the timeout for Wayne State.
And a quick one as well, only took a few seconds.
Yeah, most importantly, with the game clock becoming an issue, they need stops and they need scores here. Pull up, Blue, over the top of Williams Jr. They cannot stop these two guys.
That pull-up has just been unstoppable today for Blue. Just accelerates off the floor.
Kick to the corner. Marshall, 3 on the way. Would not fall for him as it's out of bounds off the hands of Tyreek Singh, and it'll stay with Wayne State.
Yeah, and Blue and Singh kind of knocked that ball away from each other.
Wayne State needing offense here. They need to do it relatively quickly off the inbound. Williams Jr. waiting for Neely, who he gives it to. Now 2 minutes and under as the clock rolls. Neely against Garrett. Neely to the rim. Absorbs the contact and puts it in.
Yeah, it was Singh right there going straight up. Able to still concentrate on the rim and finish the shot.
6-point game, 1:40 to play. Cardinals with the ball, leading by 6.
Should be quite simple what you do here. You want to run the shot clock down to about 10 and then let Blue attack. He's going a little soon. But when you finish it like that, you can go whenever you want.
He cannot be stopped. 8-point lead. Marshall was wide open in the corner, didn't want to shoot it. 1:20 to play. Neely on the attack. Neely to the rim, gets the roll.
Neely doing whatever he can right now to keep his team in it. He's gone quiet a little bit here in the second half, and now the last couple minutes, he's really turned it on.
Timeout taken, a 30-second timeout taken by David Greer of Wayne State. 69-63. We'll step aside quickly and come back with the conclusion of this one.
Athletic Performance Factory, located at 3150 45th Street in Highland, Indiana. The factory offers monthly memberships for all sports with classes featuring strength, speed and agility, core, and indoor sand class and yoga. Call 219-750-1087 and mention WJOB for one free class. Or visit their website, athleticperformancefactory.com, for more information.
6-point lead for Saginaw Valley State, trying to survive here and make it to the Final Four of this tournament tomorrow in the semifinals. Wayne State thought they would have themselves a nice run here, the 1 seed, but could all come crashing to an end. This great season they've had right off the beginning here, but still time left to make some plays. Cardinals trying to get it in. Smith working hard, gets it into Hoskins Jr. Looks like Wayne State electing to play defense here, trying to trap still. Getting late here as they throw it ahead, and Marshall going to come up with a steal. Wayne State gets the steal. Now they almost turn it over. Neely to the deck, fighting for it.
Jump ball would go to Saginaw Valley State.
They're going to give Neely the timeout, though. And Randy Baruth wanted to travel there as Neely had kind of spun around, but the timeout, maybe more importantly, as Wayne State had the ball, Marshall trying to get it to Neely maybe a second too quick as it was tipped to the floor. And Neely, to save the possession, had to use their final timeout.
Yeah, and that's going to be big here these last minute of the game as you're trying to chase. You know, at the college level, the clock does stop on the made basket, so you can get away with it a little more. You can still set up your defense and get a quick foul. But if you're looking for that last 5 seconds of the game and you need a set play, you need to advance the ball, they're not going to have that opportunity. So that can end up coming back and maybe affect the outcome here of this ballgame.
So we will see if that is a huge play, just having used the timeout. Looked like they had made one of the line of necessary plays to come in this basketball game still, which involved huge turnovers, probably some missed free throws for Saginaw Valley State, and then some big-time shots to top it all off in order to either steal this one in regulation or somehow get it to overtime for Wayne State. And it starts right here. They need a bucket. Probably need a 3. Neely, though, will drive it, get to the rim, and just lay it right in. Only took 5 seconds to do so.
And that's way too easy right there. Saginaw Valley State needs to do a better job and help the slide over. Sure, you'd say you don't want to give up a 3 there. You don't mind something going to the basket, but it can't be that quick. It can't be that easy. You've got to get over and contest that a little better than that.
Now we'll see a 30-second timeout. We'll step aside. 69-65. Cardinals trying to get the ball in when we come back.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Kyle Dempsey in Hammond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Cardinals having to use their second to last timeout, so they've got 1 remaining as they were not able to get it in. And now off the TO trying to set it. It's a great set thrown ahead for Hoskins Jr. as he went all the way to the other baseline to get it. Wayne State has to commit a foul. And Neely going for it is called for his 4th personal. With 50.6 on the clock and a 4-point game, they will put the 77% free throw shooter Darnell Hoskins Jr. And in fact, of the guys who play significant minutes and have attempted more than a couple free throws on the season, this is their best option from the stripe.
I believe that's Wayne State's first foul since the 7-minute mark, when I believe I said both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way. But smart play there by Hoskins. Of course, if you get the wide open layup, you're going to take it. He had to chase down that ball. It would have been a contested layup. Smartly dribbled it out. Took about 5 more seconds off the clock. And now he's able to make this perhaps a 6-point lead with 50.6 to play, and he does.
Hoskins some big free throws. Now Wayne State needs a bucket and almost, again, have to go for a 3 here. They will. Owens White off the handoff. Got it. Got it from Neely. Hits the 3. And then I think the clock ran a couple more seconds. And so the officials will stop play here and take a look at that. And that's a huge break for Wayne State.
Yeah, I hate to see stuff like that because we just talked about Wayne State not having any timeouts left, and now they get a free one because of the clock issues. So now Wayne State's going to have the opportunity here to set up their full court pressure, where before it was just going to kind of be a scramble. It's kind of tough to press after a main shot. You're kind of thrown into it. Saginaw Valley would have had opportunity maybe to get a quick inbound, but now they can set something up here. So a huge break by Wayne State. See if they can take advantage of it.
And remember, Saginaw Valley does have 1 timeout remaining. They like to keep that in their hip pocket just in case, as long as they can. Both teams are in the bonus. And one final thing on the game reset would be who gets the ball on a jump ball. And as we had said earlier, that is the Cardinals as well.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach Baruth, I'm mentioning that in the timeout. If it's a tie-up and you're battling for a jump ball, play it out. Do not call a timeout in that situation, because any jump ball, we get possession. So you make sure your kids know that. Do not burn a timeout on a loose ball scramble. Just tie it up. We will get it back.
So here it is off this timeout. They had a full second.
They're going to go man pressure, keep someone deep to protect against the long pass.
They get it in to Delano Smith, and Keelan Grant will commit the foul. So Coach Greer, and maybe most importantly too, Coach Greer was able to get it to where Neely was off the floor, not having to stay on there. He has 4 fouls, remember, and they got Keelan Grant out there basically saying, you're going to go out there and we need you to foul this guy.
Yeah, to be able to go offense, defense here down the stretch, get your players off the court with 4 fouls so they don't pick up a cheap one. And big missed free throw by the 76% free throw shooter.
And almost had an offensive rebound, but it fell out of the hands of Garrett. And now Marshall. Owens White in the corner.
They could be a little more patient here, can go to the basket.
Marshall does, lays it in with 29 seconds. Cardinals clinging to a 1-point lead. And now we'll have to use a timeout.
A smart timeout there. Looked like they weren't going to get the ball in bounce. Smart play there by Wayne State, attacking the basket, knowing the clock stops on any make. You don't need a 3 yet there. Get to the basket. See if you can get a quick stop here or a quick foul.
29.4. Their final timeout is a full timeout. We'll take it with them as well. 71-70 our score. Don't want to go anywhere yet. 29.4 to play.
For more than 30 years, Williams Eye Institute and Surgery Center has provided medical and surgical eye care services to residents of Northwest Indiana and the Chicago Southland areas. Doctors Doug and Ann Williams, along with their son, Dr. Blake Williams, offer an unmatched wealth of experience in advanced cataract surgery, medical and surgical treatment of glaucoma, and consultative ophthalmology. We have invested in the latest cataract surgery technology because we believe it gives our patients the opportunity to achieve their best possible vision. For expert medical and surgical eye care, contact Williams Eye Institute by calling 219-931-7509.
29.4 to play in a 71-70 game. And Coach, the Warriors making this very, very interesting, even if Saginaw Valley, whoever they foul here, if they have to, and that's best case scenario for the Cardinals right now, unless they get a runaway bucket. But even if they do that, you're going to have a chance to potentially tie this game with about 25 seconds left, most likely.
Yeah, Braylon Neely is off the court once again, but it's important to know it's still just a 1-on-1 situation here.
Yes.
With 18 fouls by Wayne State.
Ready to get it in. We'll see what Randy Baruth has drawn up out of this timeout. And trying to get everything set. I don't know what the conversation is now. It was a lay-in. It should be able to run the baseline. And that's what they're saying. Yeah, shot clock turned off, under 30 seconds. And so we're all good. Okay. It's Blue to trigger it. He gets it in. And they foul underneath James Toohey, who has not played really in the ballgame outside of a few minutes in the first half. But he is perfect in limited attempts this year from the stripe. And he will have a chance. This is tough. Cold off the bench, needing to make some big free throws, the most important of his team's season.
And that's why he was out there. It was clear he was the one setting the screen, and oftentimes against the press, the one who sets the screen is going to be the one who's most open. And that's why they put him out here. Like you said, limited attempts this year, has not missed. Coach watched him shoot free throws every day in practice. He knows what he has in him, and so far it's paying off.
He hits the front end. The second one just as important, and he got them both. A lot of credit.
They leave him out there. I thought maybe they'd pull him out this time.
I thought so too. Wayne State can go for two if they go quick. Neely turning the corner, attacking the rim, goes right in right side and lays it in. And again, a couple extra seconds tick off the clock, and rightfully so. Randy Baruth is furious because, again, this will allow Wayne State some time to get their defense set up.
Yeah, and I don't have a rooting interest in the game. It's just frustrating to me when stuff like that happens. I know the feeling as a coach. You're giving a team a free timeout. You're giving them the opportunity to set up their press when they should not have that opportunity. So that's what's happening right here. But Coach Baruth is now directing traffic, trying to get exactly what he wants.
And the score is also incorrect. Now it is correct. 73-72. They had 3/10.
Expect to see Toohey setting the screen. We'll see if Wayne State reads that. I would expect them to switch everything, and now the officials are sending everyone to the benches. And
wow. And that is, Wayne State is going to love it. Saginaw Valley is not, and they don't.
No, absolutely. When you're in the end of a game situation, the timeouts advantage goes to the defense. They have the opportunity to set up their defense. The offense, after a bucket, you want to take that ball out of bounds and get it in and go. You'll see teams calling timeouts to set up their defense in these situations, and that's what Wayne State gets to do. We're having the conversation over at the scores table again. I'm not sure what is being discussed, but we've just seen this way too much here in this ballgame.
There's an extra official who is an alternate that they were kind of like you see in a lot of tournament settings, that sits at the scores table in case of an injury, but also to consult on certain things like this. I don't blame the officials. Unfortunately, this is the protocol they have to go through, but it just looks bad on everybody when the game is potentially being changed. This is tough for Saginaw Valley.
You got Toohey now playing over there right in front of the Wayne State bench. They moved him. Let's see, and he's going to flash hard right back to the basket.
And they get it into him in the corner. And from behind, again, it's Keelan Grant who has to tie him up. And he's been the guy who's been used basically to commit the fouls in order to keep Braylon Neely in the basketball game. Clock reads 17.6 is again James Toohey will step to the free throw line in a huge spot.
Great taking advantage of that break by Coach Baruth. Rather than having Toohey set the screen, he moved him out on the wing, flashing back hard to the ball, and was able to get the ball in his, what he deems his best free throw shooter's hands at this point.
He makes the first. It was double bonus time, so guaranteed the second. Likes to make them both, though, and does. And you can't give a guy like that enough credit because he has not really played in this game. To come off cold like that, even no matter how good of a free throw shooter you are, it's big. 3-point game, 17 seconds.
Sing back in the game now, see if he'll challenge anything going to the basket.
Neely again blowing by. Got to the rim, lays it in with 10.5. This time the clock does stop on time, 1-point game. Cardinals have to get in. They're out of timeouts. They do. They get it into Smith. And he is fouled with 9.1 on the clock. And Delano Smith will go to the free throw line. That foul goes on Antonio Marshall. 4 fouls. Now, something to keep in mind is if Wayne State does get this game into overtime, they've got Antonio Marshall, Braylon Neely, both with 4, and then Lewis, Williams Jr., and Owens White all with 3. First for Smith, and it rims off.
He's missed 2 in a row now. He shot one with about 50 seconds to go that he missed.
And remember, Coach, no timeouts for anybody.
Yeah, so they got to get it and go here. This is a huge free throw right here to at least put this to a 2-point lead.
Imagine they'll put it in the hands of Neely. Makes the second.
And the clock just ran off about 0.4 of a second, ran off prior to that.
Neely with the basketball. Neely. Owens White, it's tipped. Owens White looking, not going to get a shot. And the upset happens. The Cardinals of Saginaw Valley State, the 8 seed, survive late. 76-74. Ending the season of the number 1 seed Wayne State Warriors here in the 11 a.m. game. And why not have some craziness to start it off?
Yeah, absolutely. And 8 seed coming out, losing record coming into this tournament. Lost to Wayne State. Saginaw Valley State lost to Wayne State twice this season. And, you know, they got a fresh start. They got off to a hot start and were able to hold off every run that Wayne State made today. Great job by Saginaw Valley State pulling off the upset here to start this tournament.
We're going to take a really quick break, a 30-second break, and then we'll come back on the other side and we'll have Randy Baruth and one of the Cardinals with us. So, Ben, we'll take a quick break, come back, and I'll talk to Coach Baruth in just a second. 76-74, Cardinals win this one.
These have been unprecedented times for all of us.
Our patients, families, friends, and neighbors, like most around the world, have been challenged in ways we never could have imagined just a short time ago.
Our community healthcare system team has come together and risen to the occasion, leading the way in delivering care to all our patients, including those with COVID-19, doing it successfully under extraordinary circumstances.
We want to take this opportunity to share our deepest, heartfelt gratitude to our entire team for their outstanding dedication and compassion
throughout this coronavirus pandemic and every day.
We are proud to be community strong. We are proud to be community healthcare system.
Thank you.
Courtside here following this first game of the GLIAC tournament with Coach Randy Baruth. Coach, 8 seed coming into the tournament. You guys had to play to get here, obviously, on Tuesday. And then you faced the team that's the number 1 team in your league all year long. So consistent. What went into the game plan to pull this upset off today?
Well, our guys have been on the road for, I think this is week 7, since January 24th with no home games. And we just kept preaching to them, you just got to keep playing. This is all happening for a reason. We don't know what the reasoning is, but maybe it's now start paying dividends. It's all them. They've stayed together this entire time. They've never complained about one thing and in this entire stretch. And for them to just keep plugging away, I'm so happy for them because it's all them. They're doing it, and they get all the credit.
Talk about these 2 guys to your left. They were so important, some big shots late. Obviously, Myles had some foul trouble, and that allowed, I think, Wayne State got back into the game when that happened, when he came back off the bench. You felt like that offense started to move a little bit better.
Well, we're making some shots. I mean, you look at our stat sheet in the last game on Tuesday, and you're like, oh, we shot the ball really well, but we only shot 30%. But compared to where we were at 18, and then we went to 21, and then we went to 23, and so these guys are starting to make some shots. So other than Deli's free throws here at the end, he's going to go back to the hotel and work on about 500 of those in the park outside and stuff. But other than that, again, it's all them. They've just stayed together. They just keep grinding. They keep pushing, and they're a prime example of toughness, honestly.
Well, that just makes it more fun for you, and it's closer if he misses a couple of free throws, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just what I need at 43 is a heart attack, right? Yeah, you bet.
Coach,
yeah.
Congratulations. We'll talk to these guys real quick, okay?
Yeah,
congrats. Guys, congratulations. Talk about what went into kind of, we'll call it an upset, right? But I know you guys don't think that. You think you're just as talented as any team in this gym today. So first with you, Delano, what goes into this big win against Wayne State. They're talented.
It's just a mindset. You know, this team fights. That's all we know. That's all we've had to do all season. You know, a couple of shots didn't go our way. A couple of loose balls didn't go our way throughout the season. But, you know, every game, mostly all the games we've been in, we've been in the game late. We just, you know, those little mistakes that we've been messing up on. And, you know, we're finally starting to pull it all together. And, you know, we just keep fighting. That's all we know. That's all we're going to do. And, you know, we're not done yet.
Myles, say your last name for me, because I'll tell you what, I asked one of your assistants, and he told me one way, and then the PA guy was saying it different. How do you say your last name?
Belyeu.
Okay, Belyeu. So we were close. We were close. He said it's like the color more so, right? Yes. Okay, let's talk about you getting into foul trouble. The offense kind of changed a bit. Then you came back off with about 7 minutes. What was the conversation like with your coaching staff about how you needed to stay on the floor? Obviously, don't pick up the 5th foul or your afternoon's over, right? But how did you do that, stay on the floor, and then get to a position where you could make some big shots?
We didn't want to go home at the end of the day. The conversation with coach was finish the game because we fought this whole year through every game, through every season, calls, no calls, whatever we played. We all came together and we knew that we needed the best on the court, and we came through and we executed in the end. It all worked out.
Anybody you guys want to say something to at home? I know normally this setting would be huge with a lot of fans here in and out of this gym. There's a lot of people who haven't had a chance to watch you guys all year. So this is your chance to, you know, the usual thing is say hi to Mom, right? But anybody else?
Yeah, Mom, Grandpa, cousins, all y'all. I love you guys. Brother, sister, stepdad. Thank you guys all for supporting me all season.
Yes,
We're not done yet.
Mom, dad, uncles, friends, family. Appreciate y'all.
All right, guys, congratulations. Okay, best of luck going forward. All right, that's it for us here in this one. We'll have plenty more basketball, so stay with us. Saginaw Valley State starts it with an upset, and why not? A big upset here in this one over Wayne State. So the number 1 seed is gone. For everybody involved in this first broadcast, I'm Sam Michael. We'll see you, 2:15, right, is our next tip-off. Hard to keep it all straight, but we've got that coming for you in just a little bit.